If you've ever wanted to capture some of the content of a page, like maybe a company information, contact, title, description, maybe even phone numbers and things like that, and copy it to a clipboard for pasting someplace else, Dan Diebolt has come up with something out in the community forum, and I've added it to this application to show you how it works. For instance, we've got this information here. I'm going to click on this copy button right here. And there's a little bit of an audio clip that says he's got the clipboard. Now, in the background, what it's done is it's captured all this information. So I'm going to toggle over to a notepad and just paste this information in here. So I've captured the company, the name, the title, the phone number, the email, and whatever's in the description. And we'll show you how all that works. First of all, this is something that uses Image Onload, so it's going to modify the DOM, or the document object model. It's this, and it's built into this button here. If I right-click and I edit this button, you'll see there's it's pulling a variable, and another variable, and together it's making a sandwich of data, which I'll go over in just a second. And upon a click, what it's going to do is copy the data into the clipboard, and it doesn't say a click right here, but it's showing the color of the button is right here, and that the data's record ID is the record ID. So this information, when you click on the button, first of all, when the image is loaded, it now has a listening device here, which is this button itself. So let's cancel out of here and let's go look at the code that's part of this. So we're going to come over here and look for pages, and there's a module.js. So let's open this up. So this is cut right out of the pasty that Dan has created. And let's click over here just so you see where this is sourced from. And Dan puts a lot of these helpful things and wizards out there on his site. So he's got a demo. It's entitled this. We've got this information here, the IOL and the module JS component here. These will become things on the form, and it's going to be calling on variables. These are other components of this that are not immediately available or visual right here. But in here we've got the applications identifier. We've got the table we're talking about, an app token for the application we're working on. And you can see down here, he's got the audio. That's that music that was playing here in just a little bit. You can absolutely take that out if you went to. But it does a query and it says, well, let me find record that I'm on, which is record number 3. Or field number 3 is equal to the record ID here. And it's pulling back whatever field information we want to have in our paste. And that's field 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if I scroll down below here, you can see that there's a variable created with the word name, and then again the name over here, address and address, and city. Mine is a little bit different, and of course as it writes it out, you can see that it inserts the values once it figures out what the values are, and puts a new line in it. That's where I'm getting the next line. And in his scenario, he's got city, state, zip. So this continues on for a little bit. But let's go see inside of ours what it looks like. So I've updated it with the app. I've updated it with the table ID and the app token. Now down below, I've got some different fields that I want. Still, the record ID is field number 3. That's a built-in field in QuickBase. But I'm interested in only the company, the contact's name, the title, I think the phone, the email, and the field number 30, which is the description field. So we've got some variables that are set up to hold this information. So as this information comes back in, it's going to look for this company and value that's in there, and it's going to put it into this variable name here. Down below, after all that's done, the information is strewn out like this. Now, I have it so that there's a new line after each one of these things. And then there's a growl up above that says, I got my clipboard, and it lasts for 5,000 seconds. And you'll see it at the top of the screen when we run this again. So let's cancel out of here. Let's go back to here. Now this, well, let me go back one second, because there's an important part about it I forgot to show you. This is only working when the record is in display mode. So it's not going to work on on edit mode. You'd have to accommodate these things. Edit mode. It's not going to work on a table data like a home dashboard. If you put a button in a report, you'd have to duplicate this information for those other scenarios, which wouldn't be difficult to do, but you'd have to accommodate it. So it's only when the form is in display mode that it's going to run. So let's go back and look at that one more time. So we're back here under contacts. I'm going to view this contact, which is DR, display record, right? That means that this has, as the page loaded, there's an invisible GIF here, that image that is loaded, which allows that code to be taken into consideration. So when I press it, I don't know if you can hear the music, but it's playing, and there's the growl up at the top. I got my clipboard. So now when I toggle back over to text and come down, I can paste that in there. And each time there's that /n for new line, /n, and it includes that information. If we deleted that information and went to a whole new record, let's go to the next record. Let's edit this one. And I'm going to just go blah, 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 blah. This is Wile E. Coyote. As you can see, the contact is Wile E. Coyote. And I'm going to click save. We're in display mode. I click this. It says it copied it to the clipboard. I'm going to come back over here and paste this in here. And there's Wile E. Coyote with the new information. So that's done by Dan Diebolt, and I'm just kind of pulling it up and inserting it in here. Now, the two components that you're not seeing, let me edit this one more time, is what is that? IOL and close IOL. Well, really what it's doing is it's taking some information and putting it into the application's variables and holding it there. So what does that mean? I'm going to exit this. And at the home page of the application, if you go under settings, over on the right side, there's a place where you can put things kind of like stored. So anytime you want to use them, you can. I've labeled one IOL and one /IOL. And so this information here can actually be extracted and put into that button rather than using variables. Wherever that information is, you would copy that out and put that in place of IOL, and you put this in place of /IOL. So this is just for a convenience, so that you don't have to have the buttons have all that data in them. So there you go. This was originally created by Dan Diebolt, and we pulled this off the QuickBase community forum.